Greetings and welcome to our series of weekly devotionals. We're taking a look this week at a few brief verses in the second letter to the Thessalonians, chapter 1. I recently took a trip up to Vermont with my wife, and there was a certain hike we were going on, this gorge trail, and we were walking up and down these steps, 1,000 steps up and down. And then there's these caves that you had to crawl through to get to these waterfalls, and I'm trying to squeeze through these caves and pull myself up. And about halfway through the hike, I said to my wife, I have to sit down. I was completely gassed, and I was sitting there gasping for breath. I said, I think I'm going to pass out, which was sort of sad. My endurance was not very good, and I'm sort of out of shape. And but it reminded me of, how did I get to this? How did I get to this place in my life? Well, of course, I'm older than I used to be, but I don't really, exercise and do the things I used to do. My diet probably isn't as good as it should be. And, years ago, I used to walk all the time and go for hikes all the time. I exercised, I played basketball, I did all kinds of things to stay in shape. It reminds me that, in terms of physical endurance, there are lots of things one can do to help to build up that endurance. And, I'm a little lax in those kinds of things in that regard. But Paul in this letter writes of a different kind of endurance. He writes, we ourselves boast of you, the Thessalonians, among the churches of God for your steadfastness and faith during all of your persecutions and the afflictions that you are enduring. The Thessalonians need some endurance as well, but it's not the physical kind of endurance. It's more emotional, mental, spiritual endurance. And later in the letter, in all of Paul's letter, he kind of gets to the main thing that helps these early Christians endure. It's love. Mutual love and faith in one another and mutual love for each other is what helps them to endure the things they need to endure in their lives together. And so my thought for today is perhaps we might each of us think of what are some challenges that you're enduring right now? What are some things that you need some endurance for in your lives of faith? And how might love help in that regard? Love from and love for one another. Amen.